they are believing that they might be kidnapped when they get to any location around that area.
Or at least make sure that there's someone that can reach out to those who can help to secure your freedom.
Now, sometimes it baffles me when those VIPs that get kidnapped and, or their families, and the government cannot do anything, and after paying the ransom, you understand, after paying the ransom, maybe 1 week after, the police will now be trying to claim glory for the release of those people. It baffles me sometimes.
And some of the families now come out and say that I don't mind them, we pay though. Well, there are cases we should also not totally condemn the police or the authorities. There are times that they've actually done well. And by way of securing the release of kidnapped persons. And okay, also the story goes further. It says 2.23 trillion naira estimated ransom was paid between May 2023 and April 2024. Within that short spit of time, Bimbo, 2.23 trillion naira paid by Nigerians as ransom to secure their loved ones from the den of kidnappers. There are estimated 51.8 million crime incidents were reported within the same reference period. And only 36.3% of robbery victims report case to police because of lack of confidence in law enforcement and the belief that police intervention would not result in meaningful action. In this part of the country, when you say, I actually also follow by or law, that's. But then I don't share that belief. The proper thing is to bring in the police anytime a crime has been committed. At the end of the day, if you don't get the problem solved and you've not reported to the police, so why blame them for whatever becomes of your situation? That's the appropriate thing to do. Bring in the police and let them do what they are being paid to do. A total of 4,142,174 cases were home robberies, armed robbery at home, also on the rise. Security agencies neutralized 8,034 terrorists, arrest 11,623 suspected terrorists, rescue 7,967 victims in 2024. They need to do more. And agencies recovered 10,200 weapons, 224,709 ammunition from terrorists. Others. Recovery is not enough, but they should find the sponsors of those who fund the influx of these weapons into the country, first and foremost, and then block the influx, block how these weapons find their way into the country. That's a must be done. And then the mopping up of small and illegal arms all over the country. That is also very key in the war against violent crime in this country.
Yes, I still have some stories talking about security now. Farmer other conflict. Senate 6 FG funded ranches across 36 states. How bandits killed villagers, razed houses in Gombe. And that is according to a senator. The Senate has passed a resolution urging the federal government through the newly created Ministry of Livestock Development to establish commercially viable ranches in each of the 36 states of the Federation. It said that the move would enhance safety and economic productivity for both herders and local farmers who are frequently at daggers drawn over rights of way, land ownership, and general safety. I think it's a good initiative.
Well, it is, but then the reason why ranching as very good, it can work, but the reason as good as it is, why it seems to be coming across stumbling blocks, especially from the proposed host communities, the fact that injustice has for so long been perpetrated. I mean, every solution to farmers' herders crisis always seems to be tilted in favor of the herders who are known to be the key aggressors in these matters. Now, if to say justice had been done in the case of killer herders and people who wipe out entire communities, drive their cows into your farm, and then when you protest, and then they come back and they raise down an entire community, and the government, including even the senators themselves, look the other way. This has been happening over time. So this has created that trust deficit, especially from the proposed host communities where these ranches are supposed to be located. These communities, rather than see these ranches as the solution to the problem, they see it as if okay, the authorities now want to establish a haven for these criminal herders. They will come in, attack us, and then they'll flee into those ranches. And of course, I guess those ranches will also be well protected by the authorities. That is the thought of the host communities and their leaders, and that's why many of them will be opposed to these ranches. So the key thing to do, the senators, they shouldn't think that they can force this down the throat of Nigerians as usual. They should go back to their respective constituents and try to convince their people as to the usefulness of this thing, engage all the stakeholders, including the herders themselves, make them come up with a pledge that they will weed out the criminals amongst them, and that criminals will not be moving into those ranches with them, that the evil ones will not be coming into those ranches with them. So let there be an elaborate, and this might take time, but it is very necessary. But like I said, that trust deficit is there. And they should also consider the establishing those ranches on terms and conditions to be spelled out by the host communities.
Yes.
Of course, you want to come to my community, you want to take land to establish your own business, and you want that land for free. Oh, really? So they are doing business, and they should also, of course, if I want to go to their own part of the country now and do my business, I will also have to pay for certain things. I will also have to pay for the land I'm going to use, for instance, unless the federal government wants to foot all that. But like I said, they must consider the terms and conditions that will be acceptable to the host communities. Don't just go there and start establishing ranches, especially for communities where these herders have ravaged their land, killed their children, raped their women. There must be some form of reconciliation preceding any establishment of these ranches. Good idea, Bimbo. Like I said, it is the solution. But then you must also be sure that the herders themselves are willing to be taken into those ranches. Many of them, they actually enjoy themselves, the way they roam all over the place. And like I said, they drive a cow into your farm, you protest, and they kill you. So I think they actually enjoy that way of life. They say that is the way God has made it from time immemorial. So these issues I've raised are very key.
Yes, they are. Now, troops of the Nigerian Army, the 6th Division, Atlantas, they announced the deactivation of 42 illegal refineries and arrest of 29 suspects in its sustained fight against oil theft and illegal bunkering.
One thing I've always wondered, Bimbo, the market for what is produced for this from these illegal refineries. I mean, where are those markets? Who are the buyers?
Yes,
of oil? Is the market outside the country? Who buys from them?
Yes, they will be shrouded in secrecy. You see, they will have their contacts. It is not an open market. You understand? The illegal refineries, where are they in the first place? But the army, like I said, they have discovered 42 of some of them now, and they have deactivated the refineries. But there will be some people, some groups that will always buy the market after the production.
Yeah, so if we're talking about illegal refineries, it means we're also talking about illegally acquired petroleum products, illegally acquired crude. So that might mean what is sourced from pipeline vandalism.
Yes, pipeline vandalism. That is a part of it. But those illegal refineries, I don't know. Maybe there are still more illegal refineries, somewhere, some other places. the 29 have been arrested in the Niger Delta. That is maybe at least around that area. That is where the illegal refineries will be located. Might be majorly located.
Right, we have this one. Tinubu's wife doles out 1.9 billion naira to elderly and veterans. Says that the second edition of the yearly Renewed Hope Initiative Elderly Support Scheme, RHIESS, of the First Lady Oluyole Tinubu in Lagos yesterday, 250 beneficiaries from Lagos received 200,000 naira each. In all, 1.9 billion naira will be distributed across the country to senior citizens. There was a round of distribution too in your state. Mrs. Tinubu, in a statement by a spokesperson, Bukola Kukoyi, disclosed the Governing Board of the Renewed Hope Initiative has decided to increase the grants from 100,000 naira to 200,000 naira this year to provide further support to our senior citizens during this festive season. In our state, First Lady Mrs. Tamuno Minini Makinde, who represented Mrs. Tinubu, explained that the scheme targeted 250 senior citizens aged 65 and above across all 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory, as well as veterans from the Defense and Police Officers' Wives Association. Well, it was also replicated in Ebonyi and Delta states. And the cash support has been increased from 100,000 naira to 200,000 naira. And the First Lady is urging senior citizens to prioritize health and happiness. Now, you know why I took the pains to go through this story? Well, there are Nigerians, while commending the First Lady for her love and kindness and generosity to the elderly, there are some Nigerians that have been asking questions as to that maybe, well, they think this money is coming from the First Lady's personal purse, and they are wondering as to where the First Lady got so much money. But then, from what I'm reading here, I myself, I don't have details of answers to that question, but from what I'm reading here, there is a governing board for this funding. So it's possible, the probability, if there's a governing board, it means there is a group of people that are actually funding this.
Yes.
So it's not, my assumption is being that all the money is coming from the pockets or from the purse of the First Lady. If there's a governing board, it means governing boards are established for transparency, and it also means that there is more than one person funding that particular project. So I think, I believe that should answer the questions as to where the money is coming from. And a good one, reaching out to the senior citizens and the elderly.
Yes. Now, you remember former late General Sani Abacha, the very Nigerian head of state, yes, who died some years back.
Strong man, de facto leader.
Yes.
Ex-dictator.
Yes. Later, some loot were, seized from him and some properties. Now, the Kaduna governor has returned some family lands, which was revoked by El-Rufai. That is the Kaduna Ubasani. The Kaduna State Governor Ubasani has returned 2 pieces of land situated in 2 different places in Kaduna City to the family of late former head of state, General Sani Abacha, 2 years after they were revoked and seized by former Governor Nasir El-Rufai. The 2 pieces of land are situated at number 9, Abakba GRA, Kaduna, measuring 2,284 meters 2. I don't understand what that means. Covered by Kaduna State Certificate of Occupancy number 30575 and number 1, Dege Road, Unguwan, Limi, GRA, Kaduna, measuring 3,705 square meters. Yes, I mean that one too means square meters. Square meters. Yes. And well, that is the situation there. They returned the Abacha family lands revoked by former Kaduna governor.
Well, there must have been a reason that those lands, the land was revoked by the former governor, and there must be a reason it was returned by the incumbent. So, and I'm interested in, I guess I can answer the guess as to the reason the land was revoked, but why it was returned is what I don't know. I don't know if the story tells us why the Kaduna State government decided to be, that's magnanimous, what should I say?
Well, I'm yet to try and see if I can get why it was returned. Maybe it was just out of pity for the family.
Oh, pity? Really? I think that land, for that family, I think seizing that land from them is just like you are taking 2 spoons of water from the Atlantic Ocean, out of the Atlantic Ocean. But then, they are from Kano, and then they have land in Kaduna.
Well, I don't see the link. Well, what I'm seeing here is, according to the Land Use Act, they said the government reinstated their rights and interest over the piece of land along Dege Road, Gwanrimi, GRA. Condition of setting out all outstanding fees and charge, accept the Director General's esteemed regards. Please, that is a statement according to.
Good luck to them. Edo Assembly suspends 18 council chairmen. PDP kicks. I wonder what that's all about. I guess the council chairman, I guess many of them belong to the PDP, and that's why the PDP is not happy about this. And also I want to start. Okay, INEC obeys Supreme Court judgment to restore Ezio Kenwa as ABGA chairman. That's as Imo PDP flees Governor Hope Uzodinma over failure to secure promised foreign jobs for youths. Oh. They actually promise foreign jobs for youths. And uncertainty trails 20 billion consumer auto finance scheme. And around 40 million adults still excluded as financial inclusion hits 64%. And this one, Bimbo, says how ICPC stopped diversion of 5.8 billion naira by MDAs, recovered 29.7 billion naira assets. That's another report on the anti-corruption war this morning.
Yes, another one is here. We talked about agriculture then, when the president says it will, give federal universities of agriculture money to start mechanized farming, and some other institutions. You understand? Now, this one now says, just for comparison, say, reps probe $684 million, 139 billion naira, another a chunk of money, agricultural mechanization contract since 2023. You understand? Let me go through it. The House of Representatives on Tuesday unveiled plans to investigate the contract agreement worth over $684 million and over 139 billion naira for agricultural mechanization awarded by the present administration since 2023. And the resolution was passed following the adoption of a motion on the non-delivery of the 2006 units of tractors and 100 units of combined harvesters under the Presidential Food Security Initiative and Renew Hope Agricultural Mechanization Drive, sponsored by Honorable Sabah Ahmed Adani.
So you can see why...
yes, what we were saying about...
Why we should be worried about implementation of 30 billion naira for the federal universities for the purpose of mechanized farming. But okay, this one is going to make workers in Oyo State smile. Amakide pledges to pay 80,000 naira minimum wage in January. Bimbo, you are rich. I saw that table and what was quite impressive, Bimbo. Someone of your level, you will be here. You are going to be earning BEMO at the end of every month.
Which?
Our state government has said that workers in the state civil service will begin to enjoy the 80,000 minimum wage from January 2025. A statement from the State Commissioner for Information and Orientation, Prince Dotun Oyelade, stated that the state government yesterday reached an agreement with the organized labor on the implementation of the minimum wage and consequential adjustments. The negotiating council agreed that the new minimum wage salary structure should be effective nominally from July 1, 2024, but financially from January 1, 2024. So January bimbo.
And like your salary too will increase, and you know, at the same time your leave bonus too will increase, and all other emoluments too will increase.
I won't come allow for your water too.
According
to the commissioner, those who retire between July 1 and December 31st, 2024 will have their retirement benefits calculated on the basis of the new minimum wage. The statement therefore implored all ministries and extra ministerial departments to be more aggressive in their revenue generation drive to significantly improve the internal generated revenue IGR of the states.
Well, we know that our governor is very consistent, and I know he believes in the workers and the people of the state. What he did.
The Niger Delta Group urges Tinubu to halt IOC's divestments. Okay, and also Senate passes Enugu Proda Nigerian Insurance Industry reform bills. And Catholic Bishop laments inability of Nigerians to afford necessities. That's the Catholic Bishop of Enugu Diocese, Most Reverend Dr. Callistus Onoga, and is calling for the release of the kidnapped Bishop Opala. Oh, it's still with the kidnappers.
Now I have this one here, which says the House of Reps on Tuesday resolved to invite the Chief of Defense Staff, CDS, and Chief of Army Staff, COES, and the commanding officer of the 177 Battalion over allegation bordering on unlawful arrest and continued detention of a community leader, Alhaji Bello Badijo, by the officers of 177 Battalion of the Nigerian Army. The resolution was passed sequel to the adoption of a motion on urgent public importance on the urgent need to preserve public order and to intervene in the unlawful arrest. Well, I don't know what led to the arrest in the first place, and the House is disturbed that the continued detention of Alhaji Bello, I don't know, maybe it's Badijo or Badejo, by officers of the Nigerian Army without formal charges, is a violation of his fundamental human rights. Badejo, yes, as provided for in, let me check the sections 34, 35, and 36 of the Constitution of the FRN, Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended.
Well, there are many Badejos. I mean, other community leaders and other people of significance, and questionable detention of the Nigerian Army. So, but I'm wondering why the lawmakers are very much interested in this particular individual. They must have their reasons. And Bimbo, this particular story, sad and very unfortunate. What we do hear of in this country, when you talk about religious violence, religious crisis, it's always about the violence perpetrated between people of different faiths, setting upon one another and fire, and that is what we always preach against. But I don't get it. This time it's Christendom, Bimbo, this time, and people in Christendom fighting against themselves and killing themselves. And I'm wondering what this is all about. What could have led to this? Christians turning on themselves and killing themselves. Is this also all about wanting to serve God, or there is something deeper? Is it use of power tussle within the house of God? The sordid tale over murder of 3 in Taraba church violence. You know, when you see this headline, the first thing that comes to your mind is, okay, maybe some people, some religious fanatics have decided to attack a church again. But it is the church itself setting upon itself now. It was a tragic tale of murder of 3 people, including 2 young siblings, and a 27-year-old man in the recent violent clash between members of the United Methodist Church in Nigeria, UMCN, and the Global Methodist Church in Nigeria, GMCN, in the Munga Doso community in Karim Lamido local government of Taraba State. The first victim, a 27-year-old Elisha Masoi, a UMCN member and a brother to the church lay reader, was reportedly shot dead during the violence. It was gathered that the 2 siblings, 4-year-old and 2-year-old, died when their home was set ablaze by suspected attackers from one of the factions. Church factions in church.
That means the church must have been embroiled in some, some problem.
Well, every church they do have.
I heard you say somebody shot a gun. Do they bring guns to church?
One of the many questions I'm asking. It was learned that the deceased children were the offspring of Mr. Abraham Kefas, the overseer of the Divine Success UMCN Nursery and Primary School in Munga Doso. Apart from the killings, about 10 people sustained injuries in the attack and are presently undergoing medical attention. Houses belonging to members of one of the factions were also reportedly touched, including that of Dogara Saliu, the church secretary. At press time, 1,000 worshippers, who are predominantly women and children, have been displaced. And I'm wondering, for things to degenerate and get to this level, where were the church elders? Where was the leadership of the church that these things could not be settled, so that it had to degenerate into violence of this magnitude? Then what kind of Christians are these, Bimbo? I really don't get it, and I'm worried, really worried about this kind of development in church.
The fact that they are, getting themselves killed, burning houses of members, and having factions, it baffles one.
And I don't know where Christ told them to resort to that, even if there is misunderstanding, where there is disagreements within the membership of the church.
And it could be amicably resolved. Yes.
That's why I asked the question, where are the elders, where are the deacons, where are the pastors?
This one says, police recover 150 guns, arrest 678 suspects in Delta. That is... well, Delta State Police, well done. 128 suspected criminals nabbed during raids by police in Lagos and others. Yes, the police are trying generally. At least there is a level of peace, being recorded across some states around there, and especially in Oyo State.
And, let's open the phone lines. 080-5509-850 and 070-5555-1985. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Ojimake calling from Molomi Kingdom.
Good to have you, sir.
Yes, the 30 billion naira given to the Federal University of Agriculture all over the Federation. That is 1 billion naira for each university. That money should not be diverted. It should be used for what it's meant for. That is that about that. And I want to believe even the state government can follow suit. Yes, I want to commend the state government for launching 20 CNG vehicle that will be applying Lagos Ibadan. That will be applying Lagos route rather. So kudos to Oyo State government. And even this is enough that is going to pay the minimum wage from next year. That's from January next year. Kudos to the governor. We still expect more. God bless you.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Ojimake.
Thank you very much.
082550985 07055551985. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Shehu, Mr. Bimbo. Mr. Tona, Mr. Bimbo. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Mr. John.
John calling from Ilori.
Good to have you, sir.
Church have been fighting one another for a very long time. They have left the common enemy, Satan, which they are supposed to be fighting collectively. Today, Satan is smiling, watching them fighting each other.
Well, to the level of killing themselves, Mr. John, the level of killing themselves.
Whichever way, church have been fighting each other. That is why you see break off from one church. They break up into 10 places at times, because they don't fight the common enemy, Satan again. Today, Satan stays somewhere laughing at them. Let them continue. That is why many people are fed up of going to churches, because they have to fight the common enemy, which they refuse to fight, fighting one another, killing each other because of money, because of land. You've seen church doing this. Secondly, First Lady, what you are doing to the people who benefit from it is good, and to me, is another way of campaign against the next election. Well, this is not how to rule a nation. You are doling out money. Don't forget me too. I'm above 60. I'm vulnerable. Lastly, I heard you clearly yesterday on the video I recorded at the bank. Yes, I intended to post it to make it go viral. But after I sent it to my lawyer, he said he will get back to me. He's not in the country, so he will get back to me. But Mr. Atola, the truth is this. People listening to this program, after my call yesterday, I received some calls from Oyo State, from Ilori, and I told them clearly that I won't give the video to anyone until I hear from my lawyer, because I just have called, I koja. But eventually, the video was sent to retired CBN senior staff, who, according to what the lawyer told me, that I should send it to only him. Then we eventually sent to one director of that same bank. I don't want to mention the name of the bank. So, as they promised, something would be done that they never knew it has got to that stage. Let's wait and see. Enjoy your day, sir. Good morning.
All right, thank you
very much,
Mr. John.
I hope results of the bank issue will, the bank issue will come with positive, positive statements.
Hello, good morning. Oh, we lost that. 08055009851. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Oh, do well to call us back. We can't hear you. There seems to be a challenge with the lines this morning. Well, Mr. John said he's over 60. He said he's old and vulnerable. I don't know. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
This is Alaji Ayalabugu. I'm calling from Lancaster.
Good to have you, Alaji.
Let me give it to His Excellency Governor Sheyi Makinde. Paying 13 months salary is not a joke. And every workers in our state are benefiting from it. That we should remain evergreen. And adding to this is the fact that some states, which are even half within more than our state, they are paying 70%, 70,000 as minimum wage. Then extending it to 80%, we should give kudos to him. Now there's something with we callers. We need to balance the person. If somebody is doing good, you have to acknowledge it. Not that we be there criticizing constructively. We need to criticize constructively. For example, if we have something that are going to be constructed, we say it out. If everybody there used to complain that they need to rehabilitate Aduawaye to Kewo Road, But when we are talking, some people will be saying, are you getting money from the governor that you are praising? No. If somebody is doing good, we should appreciate it. And that should be the watchword of every person. Now, on the festival, on the coming December, let's talk it to the PMS chairman in the state. Tell me, he should come out and train his people. We don't want any accidents in our state. Tommy should not sit tight in the office. He should come out, go to many areas, Lagos roads, look at accidents that happened there. He should stay there and even other places and the other effective of PMS so that we will have reduced nothing like accident this year during early time. Thank you. I like you from Atlanta.
Thank you very much.
I think that's a very good admonition to the PMSM
yes.
chairman. And actually, I think it's the duty of all of us to make sure that our roads are safe.
Yes.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Good morning, Mr. Tella.
Good morning.
I'm Gideon calling from Kolaba. Now, on the issue of church crisis in churches and all that, I remember in the Bible when I think it was Apostle Paul and Barnabas, they had the agreement. Even Apostle Paul had the agreement with Peter. But it was based on the word of God and principle and how to run the church, not money and not equal positions and all that. It was based on doctrines and what I did. This is what the word said, this is not the word the word said. The discussion was on the word of God, not on. And later they reconciled. It was just an annotation. And no, okay, you cannot be saying that this is the right way. And no. But now, I see church elders having disagreement. There was even a big church that retired his own bishop, said his old. And the man is even, the one retired person is about 10 years older. So, but I'm not blaming them. I'm not, I don't put my nose in what church thing. I know God calls some people. Yes, they are working for God. But they use their own influence, their physicality to impose what God is not. So even Moses did that anyway. Moses even used to do some laws. He just told us that. So that's why I don't bother about others. So they are doing what God called them, but at times they use their influence to do something. But they say they lie with the Spirit of God. Says it's the Spirit that told you. No, it's not the Spirit. It's your own Spirit that told you. The issue of Raja Ilabogo. Yes, I think you read my mind. I want to say something to the PS chairman. I know the PMS chairman. The USA government should do something about it. Minister of Transportation or something. Whatever ministry the PMS is under, there shouldn't be any increase in transport fare this year. The country is tense already. So the one they call the war room that they used to do every time, there shouldn't be in any place this year. They should tell them. So thank you. Good morning.
All right, thank you
very much.
Well, already the federal government, I think they said they're going to offer free train services all over the country.
Yes. And it was only peculiar to the government of Osun State then during former Governor Regbeshola.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Tella.
Good morning, Baba.
Thank you, Adidado from Okio.
Good to have you, sir.
Governor Sheima commences payment of 80,000 naira minimum wage in January 2025. One important lesson, a virtue of our admirable governor, Sheima of Oyo State, is being a reliable man, a man of his words. He walks his talk. Whenever he says anything, he does it. Is so committed. Why wouldn't we be praising such a person among many politicians who are liars? This remains governor. Shouldn't we praise him? Should we not thank him? Is it because of the years? Is it because of parties? I don't care all those things. When a person does good and you shy away from appreciating that, they are ungodly person. So, kudos to Governor Sheima today. May God continue to help him. And that is why, like Elijah Eladogo said, people are taking back. He said, Adidas, who's the governor's friend. And they are now trying to cheat me left and right. Say, what has he done for your community? I believe God will help him to do it, and I will raise my soldier eye in praise of him again, because help him. Now, for conclusion, mother of 3 adults and children between 2 pastors in the church. We can understand the issue of persecution, but when chicken begins to eat all the intestine of another chicken, something is fishy. Well, church members, how churchy are they? And we have worldly people in the church and churchy people in the world. How do I mean? When you are behaving godly, whether you go to church or not, you are a person of God, and God recognizes you. And this is the reason why many people have been chased away from the church, because of the human behavior, unreasonable behavior by church people. In conclusion, if something happened in Lagos some years ago, there were two factions. One supported the pastor, the other didn't support the pastor, opposed the pastor, and they were fighting.
The line is breaking. We don't know what is happening.
Oh, so sorry, Baba. We would have loved to hear the end of that story, but the line is breaking, and we have to go now. We are pressed for time, and we'll be back same time tomorrow morning, God willing. My name is Tola Teriba,
and my name is Bimbo Akombi. Thank you very much for listening. Enjoy your day.
The home of ancient warlords in the Pacesetter state. This is Oluyole FM 98.5 Ibadan.
Oluyole FM 98.5.
3, 2, 1.
Run as well. They found him. Here he is. Rangers 3-1.
Welcome to Sports Numbers.
An incredible slam dunk.
Sports Numbers brought to you by Stanbic IBTC. It is good times for Inter Milan in the Serie A as they are flying high with another great win this week, but same could not be said for their star striker Lautaro Martinez, who is finding it shy in front of goal recently. In other sports in Formula 1, the Formula 1 body are celebrating a profit for the first time in many years. All that and more is what we'll bring to you today on Sports Numbers, brought to you by Stanbic IBTC, Nigeria's leading end-to-end financial services provider. It is a show loaded with plenty of exciting sports stories, information, and statistics from the biggest sporting events for your listening pleasure. Come along with us as we take you through the latest trend and news coming out from the world of sports, and also we'll give you news on the business side of things, looking at money being made in different aspects of sports. And then we get into the statistics part of the show today, where we give you some great stats for you. And then we wrap up the show with a big review today as we take a look at some games we saw in the world of sports in football and basketball. You are not left out of the show as you have a chance to win something courtesy of Stanbic IBTC as we roll out the quiz for you. This is Sports Numbers brought to you by Stanbic IBTC.
The Fuse Festival by Stanbic IBTC Pension Managers returns on the 21st of December at the Live Sport Entertainment, Ikate Lekki. Get ready for an unforgettable experience. Indulge in delicious food, stunning art, fashionable clothing, glamorous beauty, and elegant home accessories. Groove with some of Nigeria's favorite artists live on stage. Save the date, 21st December, and treat yourself, loved ones, and friends to this memorable festive experience. To register, download the Stanbic IBTC Events app or visit events.stanbicibtc.com. The Fuse Festival, proudly brought to you by Stanbic IBTC Pension Managers.
Let's get you on the money side.
$37.5 billion industry.
Nike is valued at more than $130 billion as of June 2019.
And the latest trends on the news side of things on Sports Numbers brought to you by Stanbic IBTC. As teased earlier, let's begin the show on the news side of things, beginning with Formula One, where the Formula One body FIA has reported a major financial improvement, turning around its finances by 26 million euros. During its General Assembly meeting in Kigali, Rwanda, the FIA revealed that positive results came from increased revenue and reduced operating costs. For 2024, the FIA is predicting an operating profit of 2.2 million euros, a significant improvement from a 24 million euros loss in 2021. This would be the FIA's best financial results in 7 years and its first profit since 2018. The FIA credited this turnaround to better financial management and new measures to streamline accounting and reporting, ensuring a sustainable financial model. FIA President Mohammed Ben Sulayem said the success reflects their commitment to reforms, especially in governance and finance. Elsewhere, but still on the money side of things, on sports numbers brought to you by Stanbic IBTC. Experts at the College of Economists of Catalonia have warned of the excessive debt that is accumulating in football. The study shows that teams in the top 5 leagues, that is the Premier League, Bundesliga, La Liga, Serie A and Ligue 1, all operate